I don't know if anyone believes me or not, but that night, that thing followed me. I was coming back from my night shift. Around 1:30 a.m., the streets were empty. Just the sound of my tires on the wet road. And then something changed. Something got in the car with me. It was a Friday night. I work at a small private clinic about 35 minutes from my apartment. My shift had run late. There was an emergency case around midnight. And by the time I cleaned up and locked everything, it was nearly 1:15. The weather was cold, foggy, that kind of wet chill that soaks into your bones. My car was parked in the side alley away from the main road. As I approached it, keys in hand, I suddenly had this strong, instinctual feeling like someone was behind me. I turned around. No one. Just fog and the buzzing streetlight. I shook it off and got in the car, locked the doors automatically, and started driving. A few minutes later, I noticed headlights in my rearview mirror. No big deal, right? But the car stayed the exact same distance behind me no matter how I slowed or sped up. I took random turns to throw it off. It followed, then suddenly it disappeared. Just like that. That's when the real horror started. I felt the air in my car change. It got thick, heavy. The windows started fogging from the inside, like someone was breathing heavily in there. I turned off the heater, but then I heard it. A whisper. So close, like someone sitting behind me. It said, "Don't stop the car." I froze. I didn't turn around. I just kept driving. My chest tightened. It was hard to breathe. Then I felt it. The weight. The shift in the suspension, like someone had climbed into the back seat. I was gripping the wheel, barely able to keep my vision steady. The voice whispered again, "You see me now, don't you?" I didn't answer. I didn't even blink. I just kept driving straight home. As I turned onto my apartment street, the pressure vanished. The air cleared. I parked, engine off, and sat frozen. 5 minutes passed before I got out. And just as I opened the door, I heard a final whisper from inside. "You did good. Never look back." I didn't. I ran inside, locked everything, and didn't sleep that night. The next morning, in daylight, I finally looked at the back seat. There were 2 long, wet handprints on the fabric. But I live alone? No one had touched that seat. I sold that car a week later. And even now, if I drive late, I never look behind me. I used to love driving at night, empty roads, peace, and music playing. That changed last December. I was driving home after a family wedding about 3 hours outside my city. I left around 12:40 a.m., thinking I'd make it home by 3 a.m. It was a quiet, starless night. The kind where your headlights only seem to light up a tiny tunnel ahead of you. About an hour in, on the M3 highway, I noticed something strange. In my side mirror there was movement. I thought maybe a deer or something had dashed across the road's edge, but there was nothing there. Still, I got this deep sense that I wasn't alone. I cracked the window to clear my head and instantly heard it breathing. Not mine, slow, soft breathing from the back seat. I gripped the steering wheel tighter. I refused to look in the mirror. I just told myself it was my imagination. But then I passed a reflective road sign, and in that split second of glare, I saw a pale face in the rear passenger window. I slammed the brakes, swerved slightly, and scanned the back seat. Nothing. The breathing stopped. My chest was tight with panic. I kept going. 10 minutes later, I pulled into a tiny rest stop. No one there. Just a bathroom shack and vending machine. I parked under the only light, turned off the car, and that's when I saw the inside of the windshield fogging up. From the inside. I sat there in silence. Then 3 slow knocks on the driver's window. I jumped, looked out. No one. I got out, checked everything, empty, but when I opened the back door, I found wet footprints. There, human footprints on my backseat carpet. I drove off as fast as I could. 40 minutes later, in a lit-up town, I finally stopped and checked the whole car. Nothing. The rest of the ride was uneventful. But a week later, when I was getting the car cleaned, I found something tucked deep under the passenger seat. A photo, faded, torn. It showed a little girl standing near a sign that said Kilometer 89, M3 Highway. I flipped it over. On the back, in shaky ink, someone had written, "Thanks for the ride. I've never driven that stretch of road again." This happened in March, just past midnight. I was driving back from my cousin's place about an hour outside the city. It was late, and the roads were completely empty, just fields and trees flashing past in the dark. My 2016 Honda Civic was quiet. Music low. Cabin warm. 20 minutes into the drive, I passed a shut-down gas station and my dashboard suddenly lit up, passenger seatbelt unbuckled. I glanced to my right. The seat was empty. I cleared the warning and kept driving. 10 minutes later, the warning popped up again. This time, the music cut off and the air conditioning turned off by itself. The inside of the car went totally still. I pulled over to check glove box under the seat. Back seat, nothing. I got back in and started again. That's when I heard it, breathing, steady, soft, coming from the passenger seat. I looked, still empty. But the seat looked slightly pushed down. I didn't say anything, just gripped the wheel tighter and kept going. Then my phone buzzed in the cup holder. It was a notification from my car's connected app. It read, "Trip active, 2 passengers detected." I nearly dropped it. There was no one in the car. I hit 80 miles per hour just trying to get home. That breathing, it got faster, like whatever was with me was getting excited. Then came the knock. 2 slow knocks from the inside of the passenger window. I almost crashed. I swerved, slammed the brakes, but kept going. I didn't dare stop. When I finally pulled into my driveway, I jumped out and ran inside. But I made one mistake. I looked back. Inside the car, in the dashboard glow, I saw a pale face, just staring ahead. I didn't sleep. The next morning, I checked the seat. No sign of anything. But when I opened my car app again, the trip log showed completed 2 occupants 63 minutes. My drive home was only supposed to take 52? I don't know where those extra 11 minutes went. I deleted the app, traded the car, and now I never drive alone past midnight. Because I'm scared whatever was in that car with me is still looking for someone to ride with.